Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, July 28th, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Search news we covered over at Search Engine Roundtable over the past week at scroundtable.com. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for subscribing and commenting. I deeply appreciate it. Thanks to Duda for sponsoring. Duda is the professional website builder you can call your own. Definitely check them out at duda.co. Deeply appreciate your sponsorship and all the support over the years. Thank you so much. A lot to discuss. Google search ranking algorithm chatter at an all-time high, even though the tools are somewhat cooling. We saw Google change their policies on AI content, specifically with reviews. We saw them talk about TLDs, programmatic SEO, titles, and so forth. Also, Google's making some search UI changes, being in dark mode, Google business profiles, Google and Microsoft earnings were released, and so much more. So definitely stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. So earlier this week, I reported that it looked like, according to many of the tools, but not all of the tools, that the Google search results volatility is actually slowing and cooling a little bit. The only tools that are not showing that cooling is like SEMrush and Mozcast, but like SERP Metrics, Rank Ranger, Advanced Ranking, AccuRanker, Cognitive SEO, and some others are showing it actually start to cool, whereas SEMrush has always been really, really hot for the past long time. Mozcast pretty hot, and also Alguru is pretty hot. So it's been pretty busy and pretty volatile for the Google search results. But later this week, yesterday actually, I reported that around July 26th, it looks like the Google search results are heating up according to the SEO chatter. Meaning SEO chatter is what I describe as the forums, Twitter, social, comments on different blogs start to spike because people say, oh my God, my rankings are either tanking, or oh my God, they're actually getting better. And the SEO community, generally, even before these tools were out, I used to cover these algorithm updates based on the chatter within the SEO community. So now I cover them both on the tools and the chatter. And while the tools are pretty much showing the same thing, most of them are still cool, some are still hot, the chatter on July 26th, July 25th or so, really spiked above normal levels where people were saying, oh my God, my rankings are above or below what they usually are, getting less traffic from Google, getting more traffic from Google. That chatter did seem to die down as of last night, this morning, but there was definitely a significant more of chatter going on, and I posted that on July 27th based on the chatter from July 25th, 26th, and 27th. So if you are seeing some changes later in the week, you're definitely not alone, although the tools aren't really all showing that, so we will see. So super surprised again that we haven't had a Google algorithm update confirmed by Google yet, but it is summertime. All right, next up, big news is that Google Merchant Center policies have been updated, and they added a new policy around automated content. The policy reads, we do not allow reviews that are primarily generated by automated program or artificial intelligence applications. If you have identified such content, it should be marked as spam in your feed using the spam attribute. So that's basically saying we don't allow content for your reviews to be written using AI. That can either be generated by third parties, user-generated content reviews, or by yourself. You cannot use AI and submit that content to Google Merchant Center. If you do find that the content's being submitted to Google Merchant Center using automated methods in your feeds, you have to go ahead and mark them as is spam using the is spam attribute. Google also clarified a bunch of their policies. There's a lot of policies that were clarified, but the only new policy there in the Merchant Center, which was posted this morning actually on SE Roundtable, was that automated content policy. So definitely take a look at that. I posted about it on July 28th. This kind of goes against the grain of what Google's saying around AI content, saying we allow it if it's helpful. But I guess when it comes to reviews, AI really can't use the products or the services and then thus give that review. Google's John Mueller, Gary Ish, and Martin Splitt went ahead and did a Search Off the Record podcast, a useful one on TLDs and domain names, basically describing, for SEO purposes and Google ranking purposes, do they matter? And I posted like several points, basically stay away from cheap domain names. For geo-targeting, it might make sense to use the CC TLDs. Not all of them are CC TLDs worthy, like .ai and so forth. Keyword-rich domains don't really help so much. EDUs are not that much better because Google knows about people spamming. Check the Wayback Machine before buying a expired or used TLDs or any new domain name. Naked domain names, basically without the www, are just fine. Just be consistent and use one and not the other, and redirect the other to the other. And don't use coming soon pages, according to John Mueller and others, because it could confuse Google when you actually do launch the page. So those are some really quick points on domain names, according to John Mueller, Gary, and Martin Splitt. John Mueller also went ahead and caused a little bit of riffle in the SEO community, saying that programmatic SEO is often a fancy banner for spam, as he puts it, basically saying programmatic SEO is basically using automated algorithms or programs to go ahead and say, take content from here, mash it together and put it on my page with some unique content around that, because this kind of content really makes the content about this topic better because we're bringing in multiple data sources to make it better. So if you are in real estate, maybe bring in school data, property data, bring in reviews, bring in restaurants, bring in all this different information around that property to make it even more useful. That's called programmatic SEO. And John Mueller said most of this stuff, not all, but he said most of this stuff, and he says, I'll quote him, but also programmatic SEO is often a fancy banner for spam. And this is based on Lily Ray showing some spam results using programmatic SEO in the search results. So not everything, but definitely he's saying a lot of it is actually spam according to Google, which is interesting because a lot of SEOs love this. Google's John Mueller said just because the site name of your website has been removed from the title link in Google search results, when you look at the Google search results and you see that your title tag doesn't have your site's name in it, doesn't mean that you should remove your site name from your title tag. In fact, John Mueller says you should keep it if that's what you always do. I don't have it on my sites, but if you do, and most sites do actually have site names, definitely keep it because it does help Google, as said, to understand some things. So definitely take a look at that. He posted it on a Mastodon, and I have it obviously written up on the Search Engine Roundtable. Links below. Google Search is testing a more visual search results interface. This is not confirmed by Google, but I'm seeing lots of different visual changes. One is Manav Kalra posted some screenshots of this showing basically lots of images around this type of query. We're also seeing from Kamlesh Shulkala, I'm sorry for the names, top stories being much more visual. Matt Sattel posted these product-related types of review images, which don't have any real markup as much. And then we're seeing more like perspectives looks as well. So this is definitely a lot going on with the visual elements in Google search. It's not surprising, but yet it's kind of all over the place. I don't like it so much, but we will see. Also, we noticed that Google search is showing a new feature called comparison sites. Comparison sites are being shown for lots of queries. We initially thought it was just for hotel queries, but it's also showing from Covey found this, also Frank Santman, and also Luke, where it's showing these comparison sites list views, also box views, and also more of these like box elements as well. So lots of visual stuff going on with Google search. Definitely interesting to see this and keep an eye out for that. Talking about visual changes to Google to search, Bing Chat is now rolling out, or Bing Search and Bing Chat are now rolling out dark mode across Bing Search and Bing Chat. If you go to the options menu on the top right, you will be able to go ahead and turn on dark mode. If you don't see it yet, you probably should see it in the next couple of days. It is definitely rolling out. It was being tested for the past couple months now, and now it's actually finally rolling out. Google Ads now has upgraded added to the Performance Max self-upgrade tool, the ability to upgrade from dynamic search ads, DSAs. So definitely take a look at that. Also, it works for the Google Display ad campaigns as well. But if you do want to upgrade yourself to Performance Max from DSAs and other platforms, you can definitely do that using the self-upgrade tool. Google Merchant Center has a new feature called Collections. Collections basically lets you group products together. According to Google, this collections allows you to associate products and other creative assets with one another. You can combine images, videos, text to create richer experiences for your customers. So definitely take a look at that. If you do have lots of similar products, you can definitely make these collections. Google Business Profiles has moved the appointment link from the main edit page to the booking section of the Google Business Profile interface. This was spotted by Darren Shaw. So definitely take a look at that. You can definitely go ahead and make those changes now in the booking section as opposed to in the edit profile section. Google Business Profile has a new food ordering section, which is not new for Google My Business, but is kind of new for Google Business Profiles. Now, if you are a restaurant, you may see a new food ordering tab or button in the Google Business Profile web search interface. This now also has been updated to add a bunch of other features as well. This is spotted by Claudia, who says food ordering now provides for additional options. Restaurants can now set Grubhub or any other provider listed as preferred for pickup or delivery. You can also set requests to have this provider removed. And basically, we never had these menu options, other things there, so it's pretty interesting to see this. Google Business Profiles also added new messaging features where you can actually set your availability status to away or other things, as well as set an away mode setting, which lets you say, if you are away, how do you want Google Business Profiles to handle those messages? You can say no schedule, you can schedule your aways, you can set to snooze notifications when away. You can allow at certain hours or custom hours, so it's pretty interesting to see that as well. That was spotted by Shaheem, so nice spot there. Also on Google Business Profiles, and I don't see this myself, so I think this is a test, Darcy spotted this, where you can actually go ahead and set your FAQ in automated fashion. They're called automated FAQs, and it lets you create questions and answers based on your business profiles and your website. Google will do it automatically for you. And then you can toggle on which specific information you want to have automatically created for you as well. This was spotted by Darcy Burke as well as Shaheem, who spotted this actually a while ago. I didn't actually notice this or messed up and I didn't follow this properly. Google has announced and Microsoft has announced their earnings report a couple days ago. And we dug into the actual ad earnings because usually those are the most important for the advertisers who watch this. Google showed finally, it's no longer going down in terms of growth with ad earnings, or actually revenues in general. It actually started to increase now. Overall, Google was up 7% in overall revenues. They were up 3.3% in advertising revenues year over year. But they were up quarter over quarter, 6.5%, which is a big increase. They're almost at their all-time high for quarterly revenue, but they're also almost at their quarterly high for profit as well, but not for their all ad revenue side. So I guess cutting all those, having all those layoffs did help with profit numbers and so forth. So here's a little chart showing their earnings over time. The blue line is revenue, the green line is ad revenue, and the gray line is profit. While Microsoft also is showing being up 8% both on overall revenue and overall ad revenue. But they are definitely not growing as fast. Last 2 quarters were 10% up, being up. Previous to that was 16%, 18%, 23%, 32%, and 40%. Here's that chart as well. And finally, I have the second version of the Fabrice Canel vlog video interview where we talked about AI generated content in IndexNow, so definitely take a look at that. And then on Monday, we have the last version of the vlog, the last part of the vlog with Fabrice Canel, which you can actually check out next coming Monday. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. Everyone have a safe, healthy, and enjoyable weekend. And thanks again to Duda for sponsoring. Deeply appreciated. Thank you, Duda. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.